So, using tools like Jungle Scout is a great way to find potential products on Amazon, but what most people don't realize is the monthly sales volume numbers are estimates. So how do you verify that those numbers are accurate? In this video, I'm going to show you how to do product tracking so you don't get stuck in a niche based on inaccurate data. Coming up. What's up guys? Crescent here, and welcome back to my channel, where I share with you the best tips and strategy videos, just like this one, on how to succeed on Amazon private labeling. So if you're new here, consider subscribing. Let's get started. It's so important that after you've found a product that meets your targets and criteria during product research, that you verify that the monthly sales volume is indeed what you're expecting. Now, why is that important? Because before you invest your money into inventory, you need to know that you're basing your decision on real numbers, not estimates. Now, if you don't know what I'm talking about as far as meeting criteria and targets during product research, click this card up here. I have a video with more information on it. Now, let me show you what I mean. All right, I'm going to use my favorite grill mats as an example, but don't do grill mats. The numbers aren't there, okay? Now, let's take a look at the Jungle Scout numbers. Now, if we pull this up, you can see this column here shows the average monthly sales volume, okay? But if you hover over the sales column heading, you'll see that it shows you it's the 30-day sales estimate, okay? But what you need is the true numbers. Now, how do you find that? Okay, before I get into it though, I want to tell you what a cart limit is. Now, as a seller on Amazon, you can set cart limits for your listing. Now, what that means is when someone tries to buy your product, you can specify how many units they can buy as a maximum. So if you set 10 units, then they can only buy 10 units at once, at most. Okay, now any listing that has a cart limit, you cannot get the true daily sales volume. You can only get an estimate, like what Jungle Scout's reporting. So in order to find 4 or 5 listings that don't have cart limits, you need to add the entire first page to a product tracker, such as the Jungle Scout product tracker, and hopefully there'll be 4 or 5 listings in there that don't have limits. Okay, so how do you do that? Okay, we're going to not use the sponsored listings here. You're going to take the organically ranked ones. Okay, we'll start with this one. You can open it in a new tab. Copy the URL, go to the Jungle Scout product tracker, and add it to the tracker. All right, and now you can look at the chart, and you'll see here that the daily sales volume or daily sales numbers are reported in orange, and you'll see that they are estimated units sold. Okay, on this day it was 22, and on this day it was 17, and on this day 17, okay, and these are estimated numbers. Now what you need to do here is, once you've added the whole first page to the product tracker, find the ones that don't have cart limits. And how do you do that? So for example, I've gone through this list already, and let's just say if we go to this one and we copy the URL and we add this one to the product tracker. If we take a look at this chart, you'll see that the units sold are in black. They're not estimated numbers. Okay, so on this day, there were 7 units sold. And on this day, 5, 4, 4. Okay, so you can trust these numbers, that these are the real numbers that they sold that day. And you can see right here that it's saying that over the last 30 days, they're selling 3 per day. So if you multiply that by 30, they're averaging 90 units per month, and you can use this number. Now hopefully you can find 4 or 5 of them that have no cart limit, and you can average all 4 or 5 listings and get a daily and a monthly average with all 4 or 5. Okay, now I hope that made sense. Now if you don't have Jungle Scout, here's another method. It's called the 999 cart method, which is going to give you the same results. Okay, and this is how you do that. What you're going to do is you're going to take the whole first page, same as before, not the sponsored listings. You're going to take the organically ranked ones and add them all to your cart. Okay, so for example, we'll take this one again, open it in a new tab. We're going to add it to the cart. Okay, now I've already done this. So if I go to my cart, I have 14 of them in there, but you want to do the whole first page. Okay, now what does it mean by 999 cart method? Instead of a 1 unit quantity that you're going to buy, you're going to click this and you're going to scroll down and choose 10 and then change this number to 999 and click update. Okay, now hopefully if there's no limit, you're going to get a number that you can use, but in this case this seller has a limit of 30 units. Okay, so this listing won't help you. All right, so we'll just delete that one. Now hopefully out of the first page you'll have 4 or 5 that don't have a limit that you can use. All right, now back to this Doro Tenno listing from before. I've already added to my cart. Now for example, let's do the 999 on this one and then go update. Okay, this one is showing us that the seller only has 32 units available. Now how does that help us? Okay, so I'm going to remember this number, 32 units. Now tomorrow at the same time, so 24 hours from now, I'm going to do the same thing again and see how many units that this message reports. All right, so for example, if I come back tomorrow and I do the same thing and it says there's only 30 units left, then I know that the seller sold 2 units in the last 24 hours. Okay, so how do you keep track of this information? In an Excel spreadsheet. So copy the title, go to Excel, paste the title here, and on this day put 32 units. Okay, and keep doing that for all the listings that don't have cart limits for the next 7 or 10 days or longer until you get a good picture of how many units these listings are selling every day. Then you can average these numbers out and get a good daily average to extrapolate a monthly sales volume using real sales figures, not estimates. Okay, so let's imagine 10 days has passed and I've made up these numbers on the Excel spreadsheet here, okay? So once I've collected enough data, so every 24 hours at the same time, I'm doing the 999 card method on the products that don't have a cart limit, and I've collected these numbers. Now I can add all these numbers up, divide it by 10, and then multiply it by 30 to get a daily and a monthly true sales volume. And I can then use this number to determine if it really meets my target and criteria before I invest money into buying inventory. That way I can make an informed decision not using estimated numbers. And you can do the same thing with the product tracker in Jungle Scout. Add those numbers up, figure out if those numbers meet your criteria. I hope I've expressed to you the importance of taking this extra step to determine this true sales volume for your niche. And the reason is actually twofold. One, so you know the actual numbers if they meet your criteria or not. And two, if it does meet your criteria, during your product launch, you know the daily sales velocity that your listing needs to meet in order to get it ranked onto the first page. Now, I have another video in the future about this. Now, if you found value in this video, please consider subscribing. And if you haven't already, join my Amazon Facebook group. There's a link to it in the description, as well as a link to the Jungle Scout software. And as always, thanks for watching.